I've met with fellow selectmen from Barrington and also up in Portland Springs. It's a nightmare what's going on up there, believe me. You've got to have something in place here in this town.
How much are we going to be paying, in legal fees for corporations and us to fight this warrant?
A concern I did have about it was the way it gives the impression to me that the town is, well, usurping the state's right under the state constitution to regulate corporations.
The state is influenced very strongly by deep pockets.
No one has the right to steal our water.
Based on being outside the balloting session, it looks like we have 20% of the population who are definitely against it. So bearing that in mind, it looks pretty good. But it's democracy, so up to the last minute, it's a surprise.
To see if the town will vote in favor of the adoption of the Barnstead Water Rights and Local Self-Government Ordinance. Complete ordinance is on file at Barnstead Elementary School, Center Barnstead Post Office, Barnstead Parade Post Office, and Town Hall. Submitted by petition, recommended by the selectmen. This document is 2.5 pages long. Do you wish me to read it to you? No. Thank you very much. I will entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to accept the article as read. I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded. Discussion.
I'm Gail Darrell, one of the citizens who worked on this petition. And first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming and holding up the petition. Thank you everyone who signed this to bring it to the attention of the townspeople. This was a citizen-driven, citizen-produced ordinance. To recap the year, we started out by circulating the petition. We also had a movie called Thirst, which brought right to the front seat what the main concern is here, and that's the loss of our water. We had Thomas Lindsay come, Richard Grossman, who did a wonderful presentation for the public. Both of these events packed the town hall, so I know everybody is interested in this issue. If this does pass, I just wanted everyone to know will be an example here in Barnstead that will be followed by many other towns in the state. With the events happening in Nottingham and Barrington, we don't want to be in their shoes. They're paying very high taxes, and that tax money is going to fight the fight in court against U.S. Springs. Also, I just wanted to point out that this ordinance was totally citizen-driven, and it cost the town absolutely nothing. Thank you.
This is reminiscent of last year. If you look in your booklet, number 22 in the back, there's a warrant last year that's very similar. It passed unanimously. It was supported completely by the Board of Selectmen. The problem is that it was almost a wish. And what we needed to do over the last year was to create an ordinance or a law, that basically gives teeth to last year's article number 22. So that's what we've done this year. We've created an ordinance with teeth. I'm speaking here without my teeth, but anyway. So we ask you to take it very seriously, because this is an issue that could stop a lot of corporate plundering of New Hampshire groundwater. It could start right here and could spread to the whole state.
In totality, this article has a very good purpose. Section 5, however, has some legal issues. By removing the rights of a person, the town would be saying that corporations could not own property in town, which would mean it's an effective matter that parcels of property like the new mobile station, Barnstead Country Store, J.J. Goodwin's, and any other parcel in town owned by a corporation would have to be bought by the town, because you're no longer saying that they can own the property. As such, I would make a motion to strike Article 5 and approve the rest of the ordinance as read.
Mr. Headley, did you make that in the form of a motion?
Yes.
Thank you. Do I have a second to that? I do not.
Yes, you do.
Where is it?
Right here.
Speak right up, sir. Mr. Gregg.
That's correct.
I guess Mr. Headley sort of addressed my question. We're supposed to be encouraging the business to come into town, but nowhere in here does it say that a business would be able to access water. Doesn't say the business can drill a well for their business or put a strip mall in and drill a well to supply the strip mall or anything else. So I guess I'm a little confused as to the point, even though I applaud the intent.
All we're restricting is for a corporation to come into town, remove the water and sell it. We're not saying that businesses cannot use the water, because that water is being used in Barnstead by those businesses. So we're allowing any business to use the water they need to operate their business. All right?
Mrs. Darrell, has an attorney looked at this document? Has the town attorney looked at the document? Thank you. Mr. Headley.
The problem with that is if you have a strip mall owned by a management company and part of the contract includes providing water, then to service a business, as many strip malls are all across New Hampshire, whether they're good or bad, almost all of them are owned by management companies. So in effect, you make the management company would be prohibited from providing water to tenants because they'd be selling the water.
Just want to clarify this in lay terms. Poland Springs up in Maine, 1 million gallons a day withdrawal out of that town's groundwater. Poland Springs, Maine has strip malls, they've got McDonald's, they've got everything else, and there's no restrictions on the amount of water that they use. This is strictly to stop large-scale companies withdrawing water for resale in massive amounts of water that could eventually affect the water table throughout the town, which would affect our wells, would affect our rivers and our lakes. It is not stopping business from coming into town. It's not going to hurt a strip mall. They are going to be allowed to use the water as they wish, just like any home builder who drills their well.
I have a motion. We have to act on the amendment, which is to remove from the document section 5. Is that correct, Mr. Headley?
That is correct.
Okay, that is, yes it was. Mr. Gray seconded that. We will act first on the amendment to change the document. Mrs. Darrell.
Before we do that, I would like to urge the public not to amend this document. We have worked on this for a year. The written language gives us our standing in court. If you remove the language, you remove our standing in court and you weaken it to the point where we cannot defend it.
Further discussion. At this point, we are acting on the amendment, and the amendment is to remove section 5 from the document. Is that correct, Mr. Headley?
That is correct.
Thank you. All those in favor of the amendment indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No. The amendment fails. We are now acting on the original document. We're acting on Article 31 as printed. Mr. Kerr.
I was just asked if the town attorney had reviewed this, and I would like, which we were told he had, what was his opinion from the review?
Does the board wish to address that?
Town council didn't like it at all, but town council are not constitutional lawyers. They're municipal lawyers.
I don't have my copy of the ordinance with me, and I'm supportive. I'm not in favor of anyone coming in and taking all the water, but a concern I did have about it was the way it gives the impression to me that the town is, well, usurping the state's right under the state constitution to regulate corporations. That is in the state constitution that states will really be the ones to make laws for and against corporations, and I can see us getting into some problems somewhere down the road with us telling corporations what they can do, which might be contrary to the state law.
I intend
to vote in favor of this ordinance, but I'm very, very concerned about the section that the amendment that we just voted down. I don't, and I'm not an attorney, but I don't believe we as residents of this town have the ability to preempt the U.S. Constitution or the state constitution. And I think Section 5 is a fatal flaw of this and will ultimately lead to its demise. And I'm saying that as a supporter of what the ordinance is trying to do.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am?
I know these folks put a lot of work into this warrant article, but the biggest concern I have here is how much, especially if our lawyer said he wasn't in favor of this, how much are we going to be paying, okay, in legal fees for corporations and us to fight this warrant?
Mr. Axton?
Yes, I want to clarify something. Our town attorney never said he was not in favor of this ordinance. I want to clarify that immediately. And number two, I've met with fellow selectmen from Barrington and also up in Portland Springs. It's a nightmare what's going on up there, believe me. You've got to have something in place here in this town. Corporations, when you have something in place, if there's any type of resistance, will not try to come into town and try and set up some type of bottling company, extract your water, and go sell it out in France somewhere and drain your systems here. That's what's happening in Barrington. It's costing them millions of dollars. You're best to have something in place and have a nice community, have your own safe drinking water here. We're not stopping corporations from coming in here. Let's have a little resistance here. We're not stopping anybody, so don't get panicky with this stuff. You know, let's just protect our community.
Mrs. Darrell?
This is one of the selectmen's concerns. Having seen the legal costs that I believe Nottingham have got themselves into, the constitutional lawyers that drafted this from Washington, Pennsylvania, if it is challenged, will come to Barnstead pro bono and defend it. I did not want to involve the town, neither did the rest of the selectmen, in potential for hundreds of thousands of dollars of legal costs. I hope that answers the question.
Currently, the Department of Environmental Services is responsible for the state of New Hampshire's groundwater. What happened in Nottingham and Barrington was, first of all, USA Springs permit was denied. There was a change of administration. A different governor came in, and then all of a sudden USA Springs was allowed to get to a permit with 27 conditions. Now I'm told by people in DES, who are friends of ours, that there's no way the DES can enforce those 27 regulations. Basically, corporations have deep, deep pockets. USA Springs is connected to Europe somewhere. It's pretty secret, we don't know where, but it's said that they want to bottle the water and ship it to Europe, okay? The same thing could happen to us. We all are living on top of a very, very good aquifer in Barnstead. And they're going to be looking all over the state of New Hampshire, not just here, but everywhere. I understand that Moultonborough's got a similar problem with, what is it, Castle McLeod Water Company, whatever. They were allowed 250,000 gallons a day, and now it's going to be up to 2 or 3 million if they get their way. So this is what's happening, okay? Can we stop that? Yes. Okay. Is it going to be challenged? Probably. Okay. Are we protected by the people who helped us make this ordinance? By all means. I urge you to vote for it.
I have to say, to be quite honest, to the lawyers in Washington, really prove it to me. I don't believe in the end they're going to come up with some reason to say we're not going to come up with, oh, by the way, sorry, and you're up the creek.
I don't know how many of you were here in the town in 1970, but there was a big developer that wanted to come into town had the option of buying 100 acres of land, and we formed a planning board and got a set aside for a year so we could come up with a master plan that said you had certain number of restrictions before you could put in a mobile home park. And it took us a year to do that, and the town voted for that. And we never had a master plan, and one of the things that was being said then is being said now. Well, you're going to set yourself up for a suit. Well, Mike hit it right on the head. If you have some resistance, they go to the next town. Go to Pittsfield, that's where the mobile home park wound up. So I just want to share that with you.
Further discussion? Mr. O'Neill.
I'm fortunate enough to work with Gail and company. I won't name all the names, but one of the things that we talked about, we're very familiar with the state law, the U.S. Constitution. I don't want to sound like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, but I believe it starts out with the people. Laws are made to be changed. Barnstead, hundreds of towns are looking at this. This group from Ohio, this lawyer, we've met with him at least twice. They believe this ordinance, if voted in today, is defendable. Is defendable. And as Mike was saying, they're not going to waste their legal dollars on a town that's going to be resistant to them. They're going to move on. But I think what you're going to find out is that Barnstead passes this ordinance today. You're going to see hundreds of other towns in the state wake up and realize and unify and bring this before the state. If it has to go before the U.S. Congress and the U.S. Senate. No one has the right to steal our water. And that's what it comes down to. Promises, promises, promises. And with the mechanization today, the technology, they employ hardly anybody. And I'm going to tell you one thing right now, we'd be lucky if we got 2 employees from Barnstead. So I deeply, deeply ask you to vote in favor of this ordinance.
We all get the point. Sean Parker, let's vote.
Thank you. All those in favor of Article 31 as read indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? No. The article passes. Article 32. I'm sorry, Mrs. Darrell.
I'd like to make a motion not to reconsider this number 31, please.
Suzanne Allison has a second. Discussion? All those in favor of voting to not reconsider signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? It will not be reconsidered.
They've taken a hand count, rather than, just a voice count. I mean, the voice count was overwhelmingly supportive of the article, but we don't know exactly how many people voted for it and how many, a few voted against it. But it's nice if we had the numbers so that when we, share this with other places, other towns and so on, they get an idea of how well it was, supported.
And I counted people, and 133 people. One guy said no, so 132 said no.
All right, good enough, far out. Okay, well, I guess I gotta go and get on the computer and send it out to the group, huh?
I feel relieved and happy.
Are we gonna party?
Good job.
Good.
My neighbor up the road just called me a hero, so I feel pretty touched.
Sent off to a noted ex-state member of the Attorney General's office,
Right.
who said the water rights portion of it was probably okay. Section 5 was at best unenforceable and in the most direct violation of the state constitution.
Well, and that is indeed some lawyer's opinion. However, what we're noticing happening is that corporations, because they are legally persons, are violating human rights. For instance, like coming in and using those rights as persons to take people's water away.
You may have some very valid arguments on the corporate rights decisions from the Supreme Court of the U.S.
Right.
I think in the end, those challenges should go back there.
And this is what will start it.
What was that about?
Well, I was just trying to get a sense of what the opposition's thinking and reasoning was.
And what did he say? I didn't hear it.
Well, he was saying that there is some kind of article in the Concord Monitor about a new state legislative
Don't wait for
water.
the state.
Well, no.
The state is influenced very strongly by deep pockets.
Well, exactly.
Okay?